we sleep there. And if it's not the number, I have sex with him.
You have sex with him?
I have sex with him.
How do you have sex with him? You hold him down?
I hold him down. My face him.
And we're back with another video. Today we are taking a look at the top 9 Forex traders who received the highest ever fine from the FSCA and who some of them are currently sitting in prison as well. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Now before we continue, I want to thank our sponsor HFM. So today's video is sponsored by HFM. HFM is a fully licensed and regulated broker by the FSCA, but they're also internationally known by 7 regulators as well, boosting a 4.5 Trustpilot score, giving you peace of mind that you are in good hands with HFM. Now HFM has got a minimum deposit of only $5, that is about $100, and the withdrawals are super fast. So while you think of withdrawing the money, you've probably hit your account there as well. They also got the leverage of 1 to 2,000 on Forex and gold, and 1 to 1,000 on the popular indices as well. Remember, they also do offer seminars all around the world, even in those small towns. And they've got offices in Sandton, Johannesburg, and Durban. So if you got any problems, you can just walk into that office there as well. But we obviously know we have to announce the giveaways that comes with this as well. All you have to do is, now to stand a chance to win $250 to trade with, all you need to do is basically sign up using the link here below. And you can also stand a chance to win $500 if you deposit and basically trade the account while you've deposited as well. So 2 winners. Number 1, if you sign up with the link in the description box below, you can stand a chance to win $250. And if you sign up with the link and you deposit, you can stand a chance to win $500 into your trading account as well. I will leave a link in the description box below, guys. Go check out HFM. Don't forget, we are selecting 2 winners for HFM tomorrow. So make sure you sign up using the link in the description box below and deposit $100 to stand a chance to win the $500 also. Now, nobody wants to go to prison because you have to deal with this.
Invisible like a bazooka. I want to kill all of them, man.
And sometimes you even have to deal with people looking like this.
And if it's not the number, I have sex with him.
But the next 9 Forex traders, as we know, has had no problems actually just committing the type of crimes that they did that landed him in prison. Now, at number 1, we have got Cashflow. Now, for those of you who don't know Cashflow, he is a well-familiar Forex trader in South Africa who was sentenced 6 years imprisonment. Now, you know, at the time, Cashflow was 33 years old. An Angolan businessman, Francis Boule, actually came forward because he got scammed by him. He laid a charge of fraud against Cashflow in Johannesburg, accusing him of having conned him out of 100,000 in Forex trade and in a Forex trade deal that has gone wrong. Now in 2017, Cashflow threw a party of 1 million after the Randburg Magistrate Court acquitted him and Lamini on charges of fraud, theft and money laundering. They topped up the party by taking a trip to France, Indian Ocean Island reunion to mark the occasion. In a statement Tuesday, the FSCA said it welcomed the successful prosecution and sentencing of Cashflow and Lamini on several counts of fraud in contravening Section 7 of the Financial Advisory and Intermediary Services Act there as well. The court has now sentenced the 2 to 6 years imprisonment, 2 of which were suspended, and a fine of 200,000 wholly suspended for 5 years as well. Now 6 years imprisonment, and I will obviously leave a link to the article in the description box below. This article was published in 2019, so 6 years would mean that they are due to come out in this year. That is if they are not out on parole yet. Sorry. Next up, we have a gentleman called Neil Phillips. Now, Neil Phillips has been given 2 years probation and a 1 million rand fine. Now, what did Neil Williams do? Now, back in 2017, when Phillips hedge funds purchased the one-touch digital option for the currency dollar to rand pair set to expire on 2nd of January 2018, the option with national value of 20 million required the dollar and rand exchange to dip below 12.50 to trigger their payout. By mid-2017 December, the exchange rate had fluctuated between 14.50 and 13.15 following Cyril Ramaphosa's election as ANC leader on December 18, 2017. The rate dropped to as low as 12 Rand 52. With the option nearing expiration and not triggered yet, Phillips allegedly schemed to manipulate the exchange rate between just before midnight on the 25th of December and about 12:45 a.m. on 26th of December. Phillips directed a Singapore-based trader at Nomura Holdings to execute trades worth 725 million to drive the exchange rate below 12 Rand 50. Although Phillips was found guilty of commodity fraud, he was acquitted of a related conspiracy charge. Now, he can still appeal this conviction to the 2nd US Circuit Court appeal, but his lawyers have suggested that they may argue that the prosecution was insufficiently connected to US markets because Glen Point was based in London and Phillips directed his trades from South Africa through the trader in Singapore. So I think he basically got a little bit off here, you know, very, very nicely off on that one. But we got number 3 who wasn't that lucky as well. Now at number 3 we do have Peter and Louise Henderson that both received 15 and 12 years imprisonment respectively. Now what did these gentlemen do? Now the investigation revealed that the brothers has set up a bogus firm in Durban named Forex International, claiming they could offer return on investments which were allegedly guaranteed. Instead, the scammers stole 1.6 million and used funds for their own benefit after diverting the money to offshore bank accounts. The South African Central Bank led the investigation, which cracked down on the scam after collecting evidence from almost 18 victims. In fact, 5 of the 15 years of imprisonment imposed on Peter is because of failing to comply with the Reserve Bank instruction, News 24 has noted. Now, this article, I believe it was published in 2021, so they are still in imprisonment because why? They've both received 15 to 12 years for scamming people. And this is where you guys can see that scamming goes deeper than what you think it is. Next in line, we have Markus and Tasa, which were accused of a 21 million Rand fraud case. Now, according to the article by the South African police, it says here a house valued at 2.9, which belonged to Markus of Integrated Investments, has been preserved. The preservation order was granted by the Ladybrand Magistrate Court. Now, an in-depth analysis of the movement monies deposited by victims who invested through forex trading pointed to a newly bought house in Ladybrand known. The victims, who are based in towns around South Africa, invested about 21 million. Now, Tasa and his partner Molosi have already been appeared in the court several times. They will be back in the Ladybrand court from 15th to 19th July, facing numerous counts of charges: fraud, theft, and money laundering. Free State Head of Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, Major General Mokhari, says cooperation between the National, the NPA, and the Hawks Priority Crime Special Investigation is becoming stronger by the day. Now, I'm really not sure what happened to this case. I was trying to do some research, but if you are being charged with, with so much, that is about 21 million Rand fraud case, I think they probably lost the case and they are now doing some time in the prison there as well. Next up, we've got Sandile Shezi, who was also accused of fraud, but he paid back all the funds, and I believe the case was now withdrawn because it says here, according to an article by News 24, the Wynberg Magistrate Court has withdrawn a case of fraud against troubled self-proclaimed millionaire Sandile Shezi after he paid back 200,000 he allegedly defrauded an investor. Shezi didn't arrive in court on Tuesday as he reported sick. However, complainant who was in court by City Press and the businessman paid her money back. Paid her the money he took from her of 250,000 in payments, 40,000 Rand, and the last 60,000 Rand transfer. Now, you guys obviously know the story with Sandile. However, Sandile, again, according to a news article, said that Sandile says scammer Shezi is back in business once again. And this is why I say these guys, they can't stay away from the way that they normally operate to make money, because why? Scamming people is the most easiest way to make money out there. At number 6, we have Louis Junior Tshakoane. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his name that correctly. Now, he was accused of 100 million Rand fraud case. Now, it says over here, it says here, undercover billionaire ex-Kaizer Chiefs official wife and son in court for 100 million Rand fraud. It says here, Louis Tshakoane and his wife's son appeared in court for 100 million Rand fraud. Louis Tshakoane have been charged with fraud, theft, money laundering, and contravention of the financial advisory Advisory and Intermediary Act. Now you guys obviously know that he was busy with also forex related services and investment services as well, and as far as I know, he is still in prison awaiting his time to come out there as well. Next up, we've got Markus Jooste. Now this guy has received the highest fine, as far as I know, by the FSCA of 475 million rand. Now the reason why I received this fine is very straightforward, because why, I do believe, now he's not in jail, but this was one of the highest fines ever received by the FSCA. Now the reason for the fine is very clear. It says here, the Financial Sector Conduct Authority notes that various media reports on the Steinhoff story, right? Now it says here, on Wednesday, March the 27th, FSCA issued a penalty of 475 million to Mr. Jooste following a thorough investigation into Mr. Jooste and Mr. Dirk, which found that two published false, misleading or deceptive statements about Steinhoff International Holdings and Steinhoff International Holdings, which they knew or ought reasonably to have known were false, misleading or deceptive. The FSCA instead found that by doing so, the two contravened Section 81, and you guys obviously know how that story goes, right? That's a lot of money. 475 million is a lot. Last on the list, we've got David Wilmot, right? This is a guy from PE, and this guy got 15 years imprisonment for stealing 23 million from the people. It says here, the Port Elizabeth Crime Court sentenced Wilmot, which is 47 years old, last week. They pleaded guilty to 153 counts of fraud, 1 count contravened in exchange for the Control Act. The regularity started investigating Wilmot, who ran a company called Nava Soy Holdings. In 2013, it found that Wilmot took money from clients under the guise that he would trade forex on their behalf. He received 23.2 million from investors, but only 2.4 million was transferred overseas. The remaining 28 million was used to fund Wilmot's lifestyle, all while he reassured investors that their money was saved and increasing in value when prompted to produce fake documents as proof, the FSCA said in his statement. Some 48 people lost money, including an elderly woman who were life destitute by this scam there also. And then last but not least, we have got Bandile and Sibonga Jr. These guys were both in jail, we obviously know. You guys know Bandile was in jail for gender-based violence, and Sibonga was in jail for, well, not in jail, served a couple of days in there for car robbery. Guys, that is it. The top down for the highest fraud cases related to forex scams in South Africa. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this. Thank you for your time, and as always, cheers for the ears.